Welcome to the worst comments on the internet, Smooth Jazz Edition. I'm Jordan Keys, and this is a desk that I just dusted for the first time since I bought it 6 years ago. Alright, I have a question. Do you like jazz? I make a habit of making songs about niche elements of pop culture, science, different communities, things like that. But there are some niches and communities that I don't know a lot about. So my goal with these videos is to delve deep into a niche or community that I don't understand and ask the question, are y'all okay? Everybody good? Today's topic, smooth jazz YouTube. Now, I am not a jazz aficionado, more like a jazz aficionado. A jazz aficionado, dude, if you will. But I have been known to enjoy a jazz tune every once in a while. I really like Swahili Land by Ahmad Jamal, and that is definitely not just the only jazz song I can name off the top of my head. I also like the Snoopy one. Anyway, from what I can tell in the modern era, smooth jazz is to jazz as Imagine Dragons is to music. And just like Imagine Dragons, it turns out there's a huge number of smooth jazz fans. I've just never met one in real life. Admittedly, my recent exposure to it has been from searching for elevator music style jazz to play during a sketch, which is when I stumbled upon the undisputed king of smooth jazz YouTube, Dr. Saxlove. Dr. Saxlove has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and they all come to him for his sweet, sweet, long-form smooth jazz videos. And also possibly because of boobies. That's right, he often adds slideshows and thumbnails of sensual photos, some subtle, some not so subtle, to really get you in the mood. Although I don't know why he goes through all the trouble when I think we can all agree this picture of the actual Dr. Saxlove is more than enough to get my engine revving. Come on, King, you're a baddie. Keep your chin up. Get in that thumbnail. I shouldn't have to navigate to your website just to see this bad boy. Over the pandemic, I became obsessed with Dr. Saxlove because he, from what I can tell, is a very good smooth jazz musician, and his comment section seems to attract a very specific brand of weirdo. Guy who is a nasty little freak, but tries to cover it up with words he learned from SAT prep books. Oh, Saxlove. I get it, like sex. Great pun aside, his early work is littered with visual clickbait that has nothing to do with his admittedly skilled jazzmanship. That is the word for that, right? And that's why I've gathered you here today. Not to look at pictures of attractive women. That's what your Aunt Lane Bryant catalog is for. No, I'm here to bring you along as I dive into the comments from users who might be getting a little more out of Dr. Saxlove's videos than just musical appreciation. That's right. It's time to see who's getting horned up. Get it, like horns?
Hey, so actually a saxophone is not a horn, it's a woodwind, so...
Shut up, dork.
Right away.
Let's dive in. There is something inescapably libidinous when you hear sax like this. There's no way the groin region feels untouched. This comment feels like what would happen if you asked ChatGPT, hey, what would a huge pervert say about this? It's like someone put a fedora on a snowman, then immediately gave him Reddit gold. There's not a word count for YouTube comments. You can just say the computer lady made you feel funny. How many times a day do you think this guy sneaks the word libidinous into conversation? The guy's face is like, forget jazz, look at that AS. Awesome music, by the way. Thanks. Apropos of nothing, you know how sometimes people hear a joke and then they just restate the joke, but it's just a little bit louder without any of the actual nuance of the original joke? Not thinking of it for any particular reason, just... I feel like a guy in character dramatic novel. To wear suit. Waiting the girl who we've bonded a long time. That night was so marvelous. Make love while we're levitated in the silence room of motel in downtown. Next morning she kissed, and passing through the unopened window, my mind returns back at glass of Johnny Walker's. Unfortunately, I never know. Would she like Johnny like me? So this guy writes an entire slash fic about the pretty jazz girl, and even in his fantasy, she is a ghost who immediately leaves him. Hey buddy, it's your character dramatic novel. You write the ending. Make it happy. The soothing sounds of warm and breezy summer nights. Uh-huh, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh, baby. Hee, jawoos. This comment has the same energy as like a Looney Tunes character getting big ol' hard eyes and his heart starts pumping out of his chest and bonking himself on the head with a giant mallet. It starts out semi-normal and then just sort of devolves into noises that would get you arrested if you made them in public. All the emojis in the world can't cover up the dark longings of whoever wrote this unhinged manifesto. If you know the whereabouts of Jet Black Knight, You need to send them to a Liking Girls Rehabilitation Center immediately. Now this picture brought out the handsy great uncle vibes. I wish the girls still looked like those three ladies. Not much left to the imagination nowadays, and 3 basic hair colors are plenty. Digging the music too. I love how like half of these comments are like, oh, but I'm actually mostly here for the music, guys. P.S. Ain't hating y'all, just remembering the good old days. Ah yes, I too remember the good old days when there were only 3 hair colors.
Welcome in. As far as women, well, I like the brunette girls and the ones with the jet black hair. And when it comes to blondes, well, let me tell you, you can treat me wrong without a care. What about a redhead? No. I don't know what you are, but I know that you came from hell, and you go back there. Monster.
Simpler times. This video has a lot of critiques about her sax holding technique, and maybe they're right, but then you get to this comment that absolutely baffles me. For some reason, the image of the hot chick and a sax don't go together. It just ain't right. I've been on the internet for over 2/3 of my life, and every day I find people who have discovered a new way to be misogynist online. Now a woman just holding an instrument ruins your mood? Now honestly, this lady probably does not care, but not many people are willing to admit in real life that they don't think women should do anything except stand there and be pretty. But Bob Schultz did it. This might be crazy to say, but I think Bob Schultz might be the Miles Davis of sexism. I went to a couple of related videos and you see these comments everywhere. Why don't they make music like this anymore? Why don't they make women like this anymore? Why doesn't my body work anymore? But then along comes a progressive hero. That's right, I speak of Gladys Rodriguez. Hi, please, you can put the pictures a woman with a man? You put woman for the men and do not remember the women. Romantic is both, woman and man. I am not feminist, I am feminine. Old lady, she is not a feminist, she is feminine. Old lady. We the women want to see men eating fruits. Gladys would like to see some men eating fruit too. Come on, Dr. Saxlove. Who knows what the world would look like today if girls grew up seeing men and women eating fruit? If that's not change we can believe in, I don't know what is. I came for the feet. Very disappointed. Enough said. Truly though, if you're a smooth jazz fan and a foot fetish guy, my heart goes out to you. Imagine 2 girls making out in one of your ears each. This one is my favorite because it's part intrusive thought and part math problem. Let's try to follow the prompt here real quick. Imagine 2 girls making out in one of your ears each. 2 making out in one ear, each making out with each other, or making out with your ear each one. Making out with ear each one.
Okay, so actually the saxophone is that word instrument.
Wow. Okay, how long was I out? Anyway. Throughout all of this, I just couldn't stop thinking about Gladys Rodriguez. I mean, Dr. Saxlove started incorporating more couples into the thumbnails and even shied away from some of the more sensual photos he would use, but he still didn't quite give Gladys what she wanted, unless you count this hunk. And look, most of the commenters on these videos are fine and just want to hear a nice sax solo, and I know that making fun of a few weirdos on the internet isn't going to change anything for the better, but maybe giving Gladys what she truly desires will. So, without further ado, here are some men that I know eating fruit, scored by the amazing Christopher Bill, and some of the comments that I didn't get to cover. Enjoy.
The women is epitome of beauty. I fell in love with this woman. Jazz is like an eccentric, naughty person with exceptional optimism. No one, not even a soul. Me, I came here because of the girl in the video. Nice jazz selections, and when one knows the lyrics, it's so compromisingly sexy. I play this music when my wife and I get freaky, really freaky. When you're spraying your Tommy gun all over the place while listening to this, I think the people who dislike this music are people from the stock market. So nice, relaxing, just music. Good night, Gladys.
Thanks for watching my first real long-form video. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if there's anything you would change or anything you'd like to see more of, and I'll probably ignore all of it and make something way worse next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.